The street was quiet, not silent, just tired. Morning hadn't fully arrived yet. The air was cold, and a thin layer of fog hugged the uneven pavements. A soft chill ran down the boy's small frame as he walked slowly along the narrow street. He was no more than 9 years old, his school uniform slightly oversized and worn, and a torn, tattered school bag hung from his shoulder. The zipper was broken, and the fabric was frayed, with threads sticking out in every direction. Every few steps, a book slipped out and fell to the ground with a soft thud. Each time, he bent down, carefully picking up the book, smoothing the bent pages as if afraid of damaging them further. No anger escaped him, no complaints, only quiet acceptance and a weariness far beyond his age. At the corner of the street, near a stack of old crates and discarded metal, stood a scrap collector. His cart was dented and rusty, and the smell of oil and metal clung to him like a second skin. He had been walking these streets for years, collecting what others threw away. People passed him without a glance, dismissing him as invisible. But today, he noticed the boy. Not once, not twice. Every morning, he had seen the child struggling with the bag. Yet today, the scene hit differently. Today, it tugged at a memory buried deep within him. The boy's bag gave way again. Books tumbled to the pavement in a small cascade, the pages scraping against the cold concrete. One notebook tore in half. The boy froze, his eyes widening in despair, and a quiet tremor ran through his body. He didn't cry out loud. He didn't scream. He only bent down slowly, his small hands trembling as he gathered the scattered books. The wind tugging at his thin sweater, the fog settling like a soft shroud over the scene. The scrap collector felt something crack inside him. He remembered his own son, the same age, with the same quiet eyes, who had once hurried off to school with excitement that life eventually snatched away too soon. His son had never received a brand new school bag either. Always hand-me patched clothes and promises that never came true. A pain struck him, sharper than the winter wind. He reached into his pocket. There was barely enough money to feed himself tonight. He was poor. He had nothing extra to give, and yet his heart refused to stay silent. The boy stood there, arranging the torn books with painstaking care, oblivious to the world. The scrap collector watched quietly, remembering the mornings when he had passed by, ignoring his own grief. Today, he couldn't. Today, he decided, he closed his cart, brushed off his hands, and began walking toward the small local market a few blocks away, the cold air biting his cheeks. Every step was heavy with purpose. Inside the market, bright colors assaulted his senses. Shiny new school bags hung from hooks, some with cartoon characters, some with polished leather, untouched by small hands like these. He walked slowly, inspecting each bag, feeling the weight of his own limited life pressing on him. Then he spotted the simplest one. Clean, strong, reliable, affordable. He held it in his hands, and for a moment whispered, "I wish my son had one like this." That night, he slept fitfully, visions of the boy's small hands clutching his torn bag running through his mind. Morning came slowly. The city seemed to hold its breath. The boy appeared again, the torn bag hanging heavily from his shoulder, his small steps cautious, as if each one carried the weight of the world. The scrap collector approached quietly, holding the new bag carefully, as though it contained the hopes of both their hearts. "Sut, come here," he said softly. The boy paused, unsure, then stepped closer. The scrap collector placed the new bag at his feet. "This is for you." The boy's eyes widened, and a tear slipped down his cheek. "Sir, I don't have money," he whispered. I can't pay you." The scrap collector smiled warmly. "I don't have much money either," he said gently, "but I still have a heart." The boy's lips trembled into a shy smile. The tears that fell this time were not from despair, but from a quiet relief, a fragile happiness he had never known. The boy ran home, clutching the bag tightly, his heart pounding with a strange new joy. Inside, his mother looked up from the dim kitchen, her eyes widening at the sight. She took the bag from him and ran her fingers over the smooth fabric, her eyes filling with tears. "Who gave you this?" she asked. "Do angels still exist?" The boy only smiled and whispered, "He's the scrap uncle from the street." Meanwhile, the scrap collector returned to his cart, his body weary, his hands raw from years of labor, but his heart lighter than it had been in decades. The morning fog had lifted, revealing sunlight streaking down the street, golden and forgiving. For the first time in a long time, he felt a peace he had thought lost forever. He realized, did not reside in wealth or possessions. It resided in moments like these, in acts of quiet kindness, in choices to reach out even when life had nothing to offer. He watched the boy disappear down the narrow street, small steps carrying dreams that once seemed impossible. And he knew, in that moment, that miracles were born not from gold or silver, but from hearts willing to care. He only needed a school bag, and someone else only needed a chance. To be human